Hello traders and investors. Let's talk about the 5 stocks with the most viewed disclosures as of November 14, 2022, Monday. My name is Jaycee Guzman of Equilyst Analytics. The 5 stocks that I'm talking about are GTCAP, LTG, MREIT, GLO, and Converge. For those of you who are new to my YouTube channel, I will mention to you what indicators do I check for me to say that the stock has a confirmed buy signal. So there are 6 indicators that should get a bullish rating. So the first criterion is that the last price must be higher than the stock's 10-day simple moving average. Number 2, the MACD should be higher than the signal line of the stock. Number 3, the prevailing volume should be at least higher than the 50% of the stock's 10-day volume average. Number 4, the last price must be higher than the volume weighted average price or VWAP of the stock. And number 5, the dominant range index must be bullish. And number 6, the market sentiment index must be bullish. The first 4 indicators are all classical indicators. You will find them on your broker's platform, on your broker's charting tool. For the last 2 indicators, the dominant range index and the market sentiment index, those are my proprietary indicators. You will not find them in any charting tool of any broker here and abroad. Okay? Now, for those of you who are subscribers of Equilyst Analytics, you can use your stock analysis credits to email me so that you can request for my analysis on any stock listed in the Philippine Stock Exchange. Okay, without further ado, let's start with GTCAP. How's the status of the first criterion? Okay, in this case, the last price is already lower than the 10-day simple moving average. At this point, there's no confirmed buy signal for GTCAP. For the second criterion, as soon as one of those 6 indicators is bearish, then there's no need to check the succeeding in the next indicators because the conclusion will remain the same. It will still be no buy signal. But for informational purposes, I will continue checking the status of the next indicators. Okay, so criterion number 1, it's bearish. Criterion number 2, it's bullish. Criterion number 3, it's bullish. Volume is higher than the 50% of GTCAP's 10-day volume average. Now for the VWAP, it's 401. It's tied with the last price. The criterion is that the last price should be at least equal, if not higher than the VWAP. In this case, it becomes bullish. And then the dominant range index criterion number 5, it's bullish. Same thing with criterion number 6, bullish. So unfortunately, the first criterion is bearish, so there's no buy signal yet for GTCAP. Support is near 389. The resistance is at 418 pesos per share. So I would advise that you wait for the last price to become higher than the 10-day simple moving average. But when that happens, in case all 6 indicators will turn bullish, you will have to calculate your initial trailing stop and your reward to risk ratio. If you are satisfied with your reward to risk ratio, that's when you may buy within the dominant range of the stock at that very moment. So this dominant range right here is subject to change every second, by the second. Okay, so you can use my calculators. You can use my initial trailing stop calculator, my reward to risk ratio calculator, and all other trading calculators that I have programmed and uploaded on my website. Where will you find them? Go to equilyst.com, click resources, click calculators tab, and those are the calculators. Trailing stop, reward to risk ratio. All right, so by the way, let me show you the dominant range index chart of GTCAP. It's bullish. by by just looking at this chart, you know that the dominant range index is bullish because the concentration, because the price points that got the biggest volume and the highest number of trades are closer to the intraday high, this one 403, than the intraday low 398. For the market sentiment index, this is how it looks like. Mandarin, FEUP, and ATR Kim Eng are the top 3 brokers of GTCAP for Monday. Okay, next, LTG. Again, for GTCAP, there's no confirmed buy signal. GTCAP closed today at 8.87. Support is near 8.22. Resistance is near, we can say between 8.9, or we can actually plot it here between 8.9 to 9.10 as a precursor to 9.5. If it breaks below 8.22, we're looking at 7.8 as the next support level. How's the first criterion? It's bullish. Second, it's bullish as well. Third, it's also bullish. How about the VWAP? 8.85 versus the last price of 8.87. Okay, it's also bullish. The fifth indicator is also bullish. Unfortunately, the market sentiment index contradicts everything. It's bearish. It's as if it's telling those who already have LTG to hold their position but don't get too excited to top up on their present present holdings or present position on the stock. Okay, that's not a bad idea, especially if your trailing stop is still intact. But again, there's no need to top up. There's no need to enter on a new position. Why? Because there's a chance for LTG to bounce away once it draws closer or once it hits the resistance near 9 to 9.10. Okay, so that's a warning. If you are already on an earning end, if you are earning already, if you already have some earnings, paper profits, unrealized earnings, hold your position but don't top up yet. Stay on the sidelines. Okay, that's it for LTG. So this is LTG's dominant range index. The concentration is towards the intraday high, closer to the intraday high than the intraday low. That's why its dominant range index is bullish. For its market sentiment index, Mandarin, BDO, and COL Financial are the top 3 brokers. Next, MREIT. It closed today at 11.9. Support, looks like we're not going to see a historical support for MREIT. That's why we need to plot a reversed Fibonacci. Okay, the support, this is what I call psychological support, not historical. Okay, psychological support is at 11.33, confluent with a 61.8% or golden ratio of the reversed Fibonacci. Resistance is at 12.18, confluent with the 78.6% retracement of the reversed Fibonacci. That's the precursor to the next resistance level at 12.36, confluent with a 61.8% retracement of the down Fibonacci. It closed at 11.9 today. The first criterion is bearish. The second criterion is still bullish, but I'm already seeing a formation of a bearish convergence between MACD and the signal line. Volume is bullish, but we already know at this point that there's no buy signal for MREIT. Obviously, it's in a downtrend. Okay. Fourth criterion is also bearish because the last price is lower than the VWAP. Should be the other way around for us to say that the fourth criterion is bullish. However, the fifth and the sixth indicators are both bullish. Dominant range index and the market sentiment index. Stay away from MREIT for now. It's still undecided on whether it will continue to, to test the psychological support at 11.33. But by the looks of what's happening, there's no appetite even by the foreign investors to be a contrarian in this bearish trajectory of MREIT. Look at this net foreign histogram. All bars are pointing to the south. So definitely I'm not going to buy MREIT. I don't know about you, but my decision is based on my evergreen strategy. Okay, next. Well, before we proceed with GLO, let me show you the dominant range index of MREIT. See that? And this is the market sentiment index of MREIT. Ang Ping, BDO, and COL Financial are the top 3 indicators. Okay, next. Globe. It closed today at 2,212 pesos per share. Support is at, okay, we can fit this one as a support level near 2,157 as a precursor to 1,972. Resistance, the immediate resistance is near 2,340 to 2,341 as a precursor to 2,555. At this point, the first criterion is already bearish. Same thing with the second criterion. The third criterion is bullish. VWAP is 2,227.2. It's higher than the last price, so the fourth criterion is bearish. The fifth criterion is also bearish. Market sentiment index, or the sixth criterion, is bullish on the other hand. Unfortunately, even though the market sentiment index is bullish, we failed to get 6 bullish indicators for Globe. So if you still have some paper profits, unrealized earnings, hold your position. If and when the dominant range index and the market sentiment index of Globe become bearish at the same time, consider preempting your trailing stop then. If you are not familiar with what I just said, I would recommend that you consider subscribing to my survey so that we can have a one-on-one training about the entirety of my trading and investing strategy in the Philippine stock exchange or Philippine stock market. Okay, so let me show you the dominant range index of Globe. The price points that got the biggest volume and the highest number of trades are toward the intraday low. They are closer to the intraday low than the intraday high. The market sentiment index, this is how it looks like. Now for Converge. Converge closed today at 12.8. The support level is near 10.94. The resistance is near 13.93. The last price is higher than the 10 SMA. Good. MACD is bullish. Volume is bullish. How about the VWAP? It's at 12.82. Oh no. Unfortunately, the last price is lower than the VWAP. It should be either equal, if not higher than. The last price should be either equal or higher than the VWAP. Too bad. Now, the dominant range index is bullish. Market sentiment index is bearish. So 2 out of 6 indicators are bearish. So there's no buy signal for Converge. But if you already have Converge and your trailing stop is intact, then there's no need to panic. There's no need to panic. Just hold your position. Just don't top up yet, because the trajectory of the price action of Converge might bounce away. The operative word is might, once it hits or once it draws closer to the resistance at 13.93, or let's say 14 pesos per share. If you don't have Converge, you might as well wait for the price to break out above 13.9 to 14 pesos per share. When that happens, we need to recheck the status of the 6 indicators. If they're all bullish, then you need to compute your initial trailing stop and your reward to risk ratio. If your reward to risk ratio is acceptable for you, then you may position for a test buy within the prevailing dominant range, just like what you are seeing here on this notepad. But when that happens, there's a possibility that the dominant range index won't be 12.8 to 12.84 anymore. So you will have to use one of your stock analysis credits. I'm referring to subscribers of my service. You may use one of your stock analysis credits to request for the stock's dominant range, the prevailing dominant range index at that time. Okay. Now this is Converge's dominant range index. This explains why the dominant range index is bullish, because the price points that get the biggest volume and the highest number of trades are closer to the intraday high than the intraday low. For the market sentiment index, this is it. All right. So I hope you've my analysis for GTCAP, LTG, MREIT, Globe, and Converge. I hope it helps you make a data-driven decision for yourself. And in case you are new to the stock market, or if you'd like to learn about my strategy and have an exclusive one-on-one online training with me regarding a full 360 degree discussion on my evergreen strategy, then you may want to subscribe to my service. To learn more about my service, visit my website at Equilyst.com, and that link is also in the description of this video. Oh, by the way, if you find this video helpful, feel free to please like and share this video, especially on stock market related Facebook groups. You don't need to ask for my permission to do so. You can go ahead and do that by liking the videos. That act is my hint that you've found or you find my videos helpful. Okay. This has been Jaycee de Guzman of Equilyst Analytics, helping you learn how to preserve your capital, protect your gains, and prevent unbearable losses. Thank you.